When you're negotiating, the toughest thing you got to get people to do is give you what you want, and that's a non-inert decision. What's the easy thing to do, whether you're asking for an increase in pay or trying to get a case settled on your terms? What's the easy thing to do? Just let it keep on chugging, right? Do nothing and maintain the status quo, we like to say. So researchers tried to quantify this. Actually, they stumbled onto it. They were trying to quantify, you know, researchers, they love to get it down to one variable, binary decision up or down. So they get into trying to find out why judges make the decisions they make, particularly in parole decisions. And so they found some judges. They had to go all the way to Israel to find judges that could only decide up or down whether or not someone was going to be paroled. Couldn't commute the sentence, couldn't change the terms, couldn't put them in give them an upgraded room or anything else, just up or down on whether they're going to get out. So they controlled for underlying crime, behavior during incarceration, whether the victims were still cranked up about it, and guess what they found? None of those correlated. But what did? You guys know because, well, I'll show you in a minute that maybe we don't at this time of day. Here's the graph. Time made a difference. They couldn't find that the other variables had anything to do with whether or not somebody got paroled, but what they did find is what we've kind of intuitively known for a while, that your chances are a lot better bright and early in the morning. 70%, 75% of prisoners were getting paroled early in the morning. This is grant rate, so the non-inert decision. Use that as the proxy for what you want. They're making the non-inert decision to keep chugging on the status quo and doing a pretty good job, I guess depending on where you're sitting, but non-inert decisions flowing freely through the morning. We get down to lunch, we all know what happens. We get burned out around lunch, need some food, need some movement, but it works. And so you get down to where your chances of parole are almost nothing on the same crime that somebody got cut out on a 75% chance earlier in the morning. Then it bounces back up after lunch. Then slowly we do the same thing. Lunch is great, not quite as good as a good night's sleep and a good breakfast, but inert decisions start creeping in. Just leave things alone. Then we get down to where we are. Get down here. Now the best I can hope is that all of you had a cookie and a stiff jolt of caffeine. So I get a bump, but look what happens. Falls off quick. So you moved around, you got a little bump,